Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, it will brighten all the way. If you keep on the sunny side of life.
Hi there, my name is Joe Martin. I'm pastor at First Baptist Church in Toledo, Washington. Hey everybody, it's good to be back. I was sick for about 10 days. I'm feeling a little bit better, still pretty tired. But this Sunday is Father's Day, and so I want to really encourage you to come. And I know I missed a lot of you on Sunday, and I know Danny did just a great job on speaking about kindness, and I'll be talking a little bit something related. The second part on honor, and I told you it would be in two parts, one for Mother's Day and one for Father's Day. So we'll be talking about how to honor the fathers in our lives in this culture. So really be there. There'll be the breakfast class, and I really going to need you to bring your singing ability for this Sunday. A lot of our worship team is going to be gone, so it's going to be more of kind of a bluegrass worship service. For some of you that works, it won't be totally that. So for those of you that are like banjo-phobic, you might not, that might not be ideal, but there'll be some other aspects. But my son Joel is going to help me, and so it'll be kind of unplugged, and it's going to be a fun Sunday. So I do want to just take a little bit of time as we head into summer to review what I talked about at our Wednesday night event this week, and that is I want to talk to you about delight. You know, part of what we're doing in our staff, and some of you are doing with our interns and young people, is we're talking about Sabbath rest, about what that is, Sabbath, and what is delight. Part of the idea of resting in God is to find delight. And so just take a second and maybe jot this down, but what do you delight in? What do you really find delight in? And then on the other hand, second question would be, what do you do for vacation? In other words, what do you do for vacation? And a lot of people had different responses. Some people delighted in certain types of music or food or friends around a campfire, things that just bring them delight. And the word delight is an interesting word we'll talk more about, but also, what do you do for vacation? And of course, Pastor Danny was good enough while I was talking to bring up the theme song to It's a Small World After All, the Disney World. That's their thing for vacation. But delight and vacation are very different things, and yet sometimes we get them mixed up. If you think about the word vacation, it means to vacate. That you literally escape. You're trying to vacate, get away. And a lot of times we're really in a vacate culture where we're just escaping. We're escaping into our screens, or into games, or into sometimes into different types of addiction. Escape from reality. And for those that have more mobility, they can escape by going off someplace. But the problem with escaping or vacating is that it doesn't really move you forward in your relationship with God. It could give you a break, but then you got to go back to where you came from, to reality. But delight is rooted in the most real parts of reality. And I think that I was talking to one of our staff about how it seems like over these years, and maybe as we get older, children just find delight in all kinds of things. They're just almost giddy with delight. But as time goes on, maybe we get more tired. We get the effort to, it takes a lot of focus to delight. As a matter of fact, the word delight means to lean in. So whether it's listening or watching, or it means to really lean into something. Well, sometimes we just get so hammered by life, and we're tired that that leaning in effort seems too hard. And so we just take that shortcut to escape. You see, delight is the exact opposite of vacating. You have to focus. You have to lean into it. You don't distract yourself. You absorb it. You delight in it. You savor the flavor. You embrace the moment that you're in, the view or the person. And so to delight, you have to get close. You can't run away and get delight. You know, the Bible talks a lot about things that we should lean into. How blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsels of the wicked, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. This is talking about, this is Psalm 1 and 2. But his delight is the law of the Lord. And in that law he meditates day and night. Do you delight in that? That's not going to happen in a minute. You have to lean into it enough to where you pay attention and it begins to feed you. Psalm 37:4 says, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. What we say, give me the desires of my heart, and then I'll think about delight. Maybe I'll find some delight in you. But God says, delight, lean into me, delight yourself in the Lord, and then I'll reshape your inner desires to where they really bring you to a place to thrive. Psalm 40 verse 8 says, I delight to do your will, O my God, your laws are in my heart. Psalm 119:47 says, I shall delight in your commandments, which I love. So this is the idea that delight, it requires this focus and attention. You know, we had the chili feed and I had my lenses out, and you know, sometimes your lenses, you ever notice that they get so nasty, so smudged up, or stuff splattered onto them, that you can't see very well with them, maybe sunglasses or something. And so you really have got to take them off. And, I think the lens in our life for experiencing and seeing those things and leaning into delight has been really smudged up, splattered, and there's road film and bugs on the windshield of delight. And you know what it takes? It's going to take some effort rather than just being distracted, looking away. We need to take the time to stop and clean that so that we can begin to see delight again. We can experience it. So how do you restore delight in your life? Well, you slow down long enough to notice it. Wow, this has kind of gone out. I've been just distracting myself. I haven't been really enjoying anything. I haven't really been happy in anything. I haven't really had much joy. And then take the time to cleanse out the things that are distracting. This is going to take a little bit. Take some time. Don't give up. This might take weeks, maybe even months. The longer you've been disoriented, the longer it takes. Don't give up and just vacate and just check out. And then refocus on God. Delight yourself in the Lord. This is really important. And delight yourself again on the gifts that God has brought into your life, on the things that have brought you real joy, the things that you've really delighted in, your kids and your grandkids, and the beauty of nature or music or the things that made you laugh, the things that made you cry maybe, the things that really touched your heart. And then he says, when we do this, he will give you the good desires in your heart. This is important to remember because a lot of us do have desires, but the strongest desires are not always the deepest desires. The strongest desires might be whatever the temptation of the moment is, but the deep desire is that you really want to live a life of delight. So, what brings you delight? Or maybe what has brought you delight in the past? And what have you replaced it with? Well, you didn't replace it, but what have you been distracted by? I'd like you to just do a little experiment this week. Take 10 minutes each day to just stop and stop and notice what's going on, what you're focused on. To stop and cleanse the lens of your delight. It could be that you've just had a lot of hurts. I know that that's been something I've thought a lot about. You have some residue of pain in your life and you just kind of get focused on it and ruminate on it. But cleanse the lens of your delight so you can see it. You can focus on it. You know, it's kind of like they talk about with certain types of food that you want to use it to kind of cleanse your palate. Of course, they say the key to like great cooking is three things: butter, and butter, or in the more American man mode, bacon, and bacon. So listen, delight yourself in the Lord, and what he'll do is give you those good desires in your heart. He gets you back oriented again toward what really, really brings joy in life, instead of just just plowing on through and trying to keep yourself numb. Remember, this Sunday, I really want to encourage you to come and bring somebody. It's Father's Day. I know that guys, especially for you guys, I know it's really going to be easy for you to say, I'm going to chill on that day. Look, this is important. This is a part of gathering. This is part of community. You setting an example for that this is important to you. So you make it a priority. And then I also want to thank you. I don't mention this very often, but those of you that support this ministry, you give online, you give as regular givers. Thank you so much for doing that. A lot of you give on Sunday, but a lot of you are regular givers. Thank you. And we're heading into like a really, really busy time with camps. Anything, I know that you're tithing and you're giving your gifts, but every year, many of you would give a gift to like something extra. And this year it would be really important to give to our camp reserve fund as well. Just give some extra. And if you can give a lot, give a lot. And so thank you so much for your generosity and delight in him. God bless you.